there's a lot of potential in this area that for me is dependent on weather and atmospherics, right?
So the potentials based on kinetics.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out some high school physics on you.
Nice.
Right. I'm not touching the handles.
Close the doors.
Yeah. I remembered. I feel special. Well,
Tesla drivers are lazy. I mean, we don't even drive now. The car does it for us.
do you use the auto drive?
Yes, sometimes, but man, it's scary. Because I mean, you're going at like 80. I mean, you're going the speed limit. And you're going
Backed off on that really quick.
And you're going down the freeway, and then there's a turn, and you just know to like lead into the turn, slow down a little bit. The car doesn't care; it's just gonna go, and it's just like a microsecond past when you would turn, and it feels like an eternity. And you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna crash into that lane. Anyway. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, the doors close by themselves.
That is great.
Hello,
so, man.
Hello.
So here we are. So
I'm Spencer Pablo.
I'm Scott Davenport.
What did we just do?
We just photographed some old trees here in a lake. So this was a photo that you posted, I forget
that was
where.
Like a year and a half ago.
It was an older one. For whatever reason, it showed up in my feed. I think we've talked about the magic of the Facebook algorithm in the past. And I was like, where is that? Because it was interesting to me, and it kind of lent itself to, I've been in a more minimalist mode. And so you said, well, it's here. And now I can see it from these windows. And,
we were here when it was before sunrise, and it was dark. So I'm going around with a little headlamp. There it is. And I'm walking around, and the only thing that I can really see is the ground and all of those bugs that were just coming at my face. Oh, man.
There were tons of them over there, and I went down into the dirt area for a couple of minutes and came right back after that. Because, I mean, I love nature, but not the bugs.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the sun didn't break, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was kind of this nice haze over the land, a little bit of a, ethereal feel.
It gives it kind of an eerie end of October Halloweenish look, right?
Ooh.
Because if you think about it, what do? We photograph dead trees in a lake. And the dead tree, I mean, they're dead. They're gray, but they've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
One of these days it's going to fall.
They'll eventually fall, yeah. It's just it's a lake, so there's not a lot of, I don't know, the wind's not hitting the root systems, and there's nothing on the top of it to catch anything, that kind of stuff. But, the Halloween idea I didn't think of. I could, we got police officers.
An ambulance.
Paramedics. Let's hope everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Sidebar, had a really unfortunate experience. My last workshop, we were going out early in the morning, and we drove by a very, very recent, fresh accident.
Oh,
and paramedics were just arriving on the scene. So now every time I see one of the trucks, I'm, is it right here? Is it, did it happen to me? It was unfortunate.
You have to be careful as a photographer because, we focus. We want to make sure we get the shot. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that what happened over there was like photo related, but it reminds us that we have to be safe.
Well, what you bring up a good point because it was a pedestrian involved. It wasn't a car accident.
Sure.
I mean, it was a car and a pedestrian. But yeah, we're standing up along here, and there is maybe a foot?
Oh yeah,
to a foot and a half
to the B-roll
of dirt. And then, we got some B-roll on that. Good. I hope so.
What's up, guys? It's Scott.
You know what's up? Everything above eye level.
Photobomb.
This is a cool place to go take pictures, I think, to mountain bike, to drive your cars.
Dangerously close to people filming themselves.
Right. So what are we doing this morning?
We are taking pictures of dead trees in water in East Lake. I think this is called East Lake, Otay Lakes.
Correct.
Hey, look at that. You know how I knew that? The coffee shop I stopped in said, "Welcome to your East Lake coffee shop."
Oh.
Boom. Knew it right away.
Okay. I'm hoping this 35 mil. I don't know. I have
no idea. This is going to be the shakiest video anyway, but that's
It's going to be pretty shaky. I maybe actually think of my chin. Hey guys.
Hello, two in a row.
Much photobombing.
This is the place for photobombs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those, you can't stand behind your tripod.
Mm-hmm.
You got a pack on your back that's sticking out another, 9 and 12 inches or so. There's not a lot of room to operate, and you need to be aware of your surroundings to a degree. That's where it's helpful to be with somebody else. You have like spotters and so forth.
And you have to use all senses. I mean, I know when you photograph, you're like really focused on what your eyes do, but you have to hear things. Yeah, which kind of suck for folks with electric cars.
I was saying that when we were crossing the street. I was like, this is where I don't like the electric cars. You can't hear them coming.
Yeah, especially so where we were at to go photograph the lake, we're kind of at the apex of this high-speed turn. And it can get dangerous because it's such a fast road that we're nearby this lake. You just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because the cars, you'll hear maybe like 5 seconds of tire noise, and then they're right behind you, and then they're gone.
Yep.
And
hopefully not with part of you.
Yeah, or gear.
Well, the gear he can replace. I can't replace an arm. That would be rough. But to happier topics.
Yes.
So what kind of like when you were framing up these trees, were you going in tight? Were you doing things wide? What was your take on these?
So I remember in the previous episode you're talking about going minimal and stuff.
Yeah.
And so when I'm here, I like to just isolate. And you'll see a picture of what I took what I was trying to capture. I wanted to just, it's a big lake. Mm-hmm. I wanted to just focus on reflection and the trees, and so I went in tight. But it's I actually on the drive here I was like, oh no, I forgot my telephoto lens. But luckily I had that awesome point and shoot camera that I mentioned earlier.
About that earlier. It goes to 600.
To 600,
yeah,
right?
That's good.
This is more than enough. But I wanted to just close in. I wanted to be minimal. I wanted reflection, the trees, and that's it. I mean, there are mountains surrounding us. There's like a mini forest over there. I didn't want that. I just wanted the tree in the water.
Yeah.
How about you?
I started that way. I didn't go beyond 70 millimeter. I actually still stayed relatively wide. Mm-hmm. I did a couple of shots where I did back up with the camera, not with my body, because then I would hit by the aforementioned traffic. But to kind of do a little bit of framing of some of the trees that are on the edge of the shore, where they would kind of be context and almost creating a natural vignette on the trees themselves.
It's interesting.
And I'm looking at them right now.
We're looking at them right now because we're neat. It's really cool because where we're at, we're like the windshield of this car is looking at exactly what we photographed.
Yeah. And there's this one, it's another dead tree, but it's on land. I wish it was more isolated. I was trying to get something interesting on it when I was down there. I was even trying to get in between it's got maybe two main trunks that are coming out and splitting off. Getting in the middle of that with a wide angle, putting it in the base of the tree, shooting up, it just wasn't working. A better sky would have maybe helped. But it's a cool looking thing if I was either able to isolate it with an angle or willing to spend copious amounts of time with a healing brush to get rid of a lot of things behind it. And that's not going to be worth it.
This is an area that I see potential. There's a lot of potential in this area that for me is dependent on weather and atmospherics, right?
So the potentials based on kinetics.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out some high school physics on you.
Nice. Thank you. Well, we're a couple of nerds. So let me just kind of give you guys. So we're two photographers in a car, but we also wear another hat. Like I mentioned earlier that I'm a big nerd. I'm a big nerd, right?
Mine is a sombrero.
We work in the tech field.
Yeah, we have day jobs.
Yeah.
So that, oh man, that's going to be another show. Different show. I'm not even going to tell you what the topic is. I already have a title picked out for it. I just thought of it now.
Oh, you've thought about it, huh?
Prisons versus doorways. That's all I'm going to say.
What?
Exactly. Stay tuned, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
but anyway, so you were saying we kind of have a geek streak in us.
Oh, we totally. I know I do. It's look at my shirt. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this.
It's in Japanese.
Is it though?
Is
it because isn't that a stormtrooper?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just looking at the writing.
Oh yeah. Well,
but now I see it's a stormtrooper. It could have been like a poor jack-o'-lantern. Well, you're really into Star Wars, okay. But, that doesn't necessarily mean you understand, say, physics or, that level of geekery.
Right. I'm going to reference an earlier video. I actually wore an X-Files shirt.
I noticed that.
Did you see that?
Did notice
Okay,
that,
good.
yes.
So the reason I would go back here, dependent on weather, is because I want there to be a really foggy day. And that foggy day is going to give the trees that I'm photographing a depth. Right? Because what's going to happen is in my mind, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a good amount of fog that's going to give the background, the forest kind of in the back of the lake here. It's going to give it some haze.
You could get rid of that with a dehaze slider.
What? Lightroom.
But
Lightroom.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
One of my less than successful photo outings in terms of time spent. I wanted to go somewhere. I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I drove. I spent almost 2 hours in the car. This was, starting at 4 a.m. because sunrise was like at 6. Ended up not doing anything. Came back home, and I live in kind of like a little bit of a valley.
Yeah.
Incredibly foggy. 4 minutes from my house is just some like brush, and there was exactly that. A tree that was... I could get close enough to it that the fog lifted and everything else behind it was all soft and ethereal. It's like, I could have saved myself time and got more sleep, all that kind of stuff. But that would be very cool for this location.
Well, how often do you do that? How often do you get up and just drive around with no destination, just looking for
After
dogs?
that time? Not anymore. I mean, I had an idea of the place I wanted to go, and as I was getting there, I was going, there's no way this is going to work.
Right.
The weather was just not happening. And after that, I kind of aimlessly drove around.
Yeah.
Kind of going past different locations I know I'd been before that I hoped, well, maybe this will work, and it didn't work.
So if you're driving around for 2 hours and you're in San Diego, you're no longer in San Diego unless you're kind of doing a helix.
Kind of did a loop. I kind of,
okay.
I'd gone through like the downtown area, ended up coming back up the Silver Strand, so from Imperial Beach up back up through Coronado, and then looped my way back. So yeah, I was outside of San Diego proper at some point.
You know what we should do? We should actually have one of those. We should just look for shots. We should get up at 4.
Well, the problem.
What am I saying?
I actually got here originally at 6, and you couldn't see a thing because it was just that dark. There's no street lamps. There's no ambient light. So yeah, you can't just go driving around hoping to find a photo and then set up and do it. I'm not sure how that's going to work. We'll figure something out though.
It might work not so much for landscape, but it might work for where there's lights already, and you see the potential. Like if we're driving around and it's 5 a.m. and you're like, this is usually a higher trafficked area. I think I'll park the car, set up my tripod legs, and then I find that I there's like a weird anatomy thing that I have to clarify when we talk about
thinking you're like that South African runner guy, Oscar, what's his name? He had the Blade Runner legs.
Oh yeah, that's
set up your legs.
Wait a minute, he's infamous.
Well, he also had some issues with other bad things.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about.
Wow,
that's just a sad story.
So
anyway,
so we
set up your
legs and then just kind of like and no, because there's already artificial light. At that hour, you'll just set it up and see. Anyway, or not, but we'll record it. We'll see what happens.
We can always record it and not show it if it's boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
No boring stuff here.
Yeah.
Man, this thing was like full when I started my day a couple hours ago. It's not. It's like halfway, and I don't think the bladder can hold that much.
So I think it's becoming tradition that we end the show with Spencer needing to go find a bathroom.
There's no bathroom. There's a dam, though. Oh, there's a dam. There's a dam with interesting graffiti on it.
Oh my gosh, yes. The dubbed Ikea Dam.
The Ikea Dam.
Because we find these random words in there, and then you put them together. It sounded like Ikea furniture. We took a little B-roll. I'm not sure how the sound's going to be on it, but, well, you know what? Why don't we show that?
Hey, look, it's a dam. Wait, it's got words on it.
It's the Ikea Dam.
Delver Eins.
It's Eins los.
Einslos. That's a lovely.
The Denny is like a nice bedstand.
Yeah.
It's a Feverdelva. That's a bookcase.
Feverdelva.
Feverdelva. Usier.
You too, yay. Einslos. Wow. That's a lovely shelf you have. Oh, well, thank you. That's my Einslos. Anyway, so that was the IKEA.
Yeah, so
Dam.
that was, this is what happens when you get goofy and you're with people you're comfortable with, and now we're sharing this with everybody. But we're comfortable with you too.
Yes. But I really do need to pee.
Well, let's get going then, huh? All right.
Okay.
Okay, great. See y'all next time.
See you guys next week.